This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. When India's government last month asked refiners to speed up diversification and reduce dependence on the Middle East, days after OPEC Plus said it would maintain production cuts, it sent a message about its clout and foreshadowed changes to the world's energy maps. It was a move that had been in the works for years, fueled by repeated comments from Indian Oil Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, who in 2015 called oil purchases a weapon for his country. When the Organization of Oil Exporting Countries and Major Producers, OPEC Plus, extended the production cuts into April, India unsheathed that weapon. Indian refiners plan to cut imports from the kingdom by about a quarter in May, sources told Reuters, dropping them to 10.8 million barrels from monthly average of 14.7 to 14.8 million barrels.
China released 2 million tons of rice from state reserves for sale to feed producers this week to bolster supplies of feed grains amid elevated corn prices, three sources close to the matter said. Corn prices hit record highs in China earlier this year as dwindling stocks and reduced output raised concerns over supplies. China on Wednesday sold between 1.4 million and 1.5 million tons of rice, about 70% of the total volume put up for sale, for feed use, said two sources briefed on the matter.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Russian oil and gas condensate output rose to 10.25 million barrels per day, BPD, in March from 10.1 million barrels of oil per day in February, according to Reuters calculations based on an Interfax report citing Energy Ministry data on Friday. The recovery of Russian oil output follows a slump in February, when industry sources said challenges in resuming output from mature fields were exacerbated by harsh winter weather. Oil and gas condensate production stood at 43.34 million tons for March, compared with 38.56 million tons in February, Interfax reported.
Oil prices settled up more than $2 Thursday despite news that OPEC Plus reached a deal to gradually ease production cuts from May. Brent crude settled up $2.12, or 3.4%, to $64.86 a barrel. U.S. oil settled up $2.29, or 3.9%, at $61.45 a barrel. OPEC Plus, which comprises the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, Russia and other allied producers, agreed to ease production curbs by 350,000 barrels per day, BPD, in May, another 350,000 barrels of oil per day in June and further 400,000 barrels of oil per day or so in July.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
Japan's output of refined copper in the first half of the 2021-22 financial year will fall 1.9% year-on-year, Reuters calculations from plans outlined by smelters showed, despite recovering demand from a slump during the pandemic. The weak forecast comes also amid fears that a recent fire at a Japanese semiconductor factory will aggravate a global chip shortage and force automakers to cut output. Japan's biggest copper supplier Pan Pacific Copper, PPC, plans to slightly raise its output, but most others including second-ranked Sumitomo Metal Mining, SMM, 5,713, T and third-ranked Mitsubishi Materials 5,711, T have plans for lower output from April to September.
Ukraine's steel production fell to 5.293 million tons over the January to March period, down 0.5% from the same months last year, the Steel Producers Union said on Friday. Ukrainian steel output fell by 1.1% in 2020 to 20.62 million tons. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. Hedge funds and other money managers in the ice sugar, coffee and cotton markets cut their net long position in the latest week according to data from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Meanwhile, cocoa speculators switched to a net short position of 2,259 contracts in the week ended March 30th, cutting 14,674 contracts.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.